guy, I was obedient guy, none of it is true. So I won't give those nonsenses to you, right? I did everything what a young person would have done at the age of young. Every son thinks that his father was, he doesn't know it, right? He doesn't know that your father is more badmash than him. Right? Just that most fathers don't tell you that, right? Because they're afraid that what if you compete with them? Right? So they don't tell you that, right? So having said it, right? So 10th standard, even in that, suddenly in the 10th standard, even a Ramkumar becomes very different. Your 12th standard, or not. It will become very different to some of the people who did not make to this class. Right now, compare them to you. You did something different?
Yeah.
Yeah? So India is at 10th standard and 12th standard. As a nation. So many of us have to do what we did in 10th standard and 12th standard for India. The unfortunate piece, in a nation's time, 1 year is not 1 year. Right? When you, same again physics, suddenly when you start moving something from a country to a planet to a universe, the whole proportions change. Right? So for us, we will be in 10th standard or 12th standard for another 10 years to 15 years. Right? It won't hurt my generation. Whatever we do from here, be slothful, it would mean nothing to me. Because we came from a generation of paucity and inadequacy, worked very hard. We worked very hard, but all the work we did very hard did not pay result to us in our lifetime. All the more for some of my more seniors here. Not that they were very less, but the world did not reward them. They possibly worked as hard as we did or more harder than us. Right? The world did not. I am lucky at a certain stage in my career, right? The world has started rewarding us for our hard work. They started giving on the high table in the world when I go today, right? I get respect. 20 years back on a high table in the world when I went, I was hesitant to be an Indian. Actually, I was hesitant. Right? So in my lifetime, right, I got no grudges. Feels very happy for another 10-15 years of really solid work. Not about employment, that's not important, right? For 70 years you can be very, very good, right? Now what you want to do in life, you can do what you want. So let's say I got 20 years. Still it will not, if you do nothing, you stay here, you go back to the world. I wouldn't have a difficulty to go back and lie down on the floor like I used to lie down as a youngster in my house and sleep peacefully. I don't need a bed. Irrespective of whatever salary I may be earning today, right? You need to know in a household everybody is not equally salaried. And you don't measure relationship by how much your brother or your sister or your cousin earns. So when you go to your home, their home, you have to sleep and respect them for what their home provides you. So I can still do it. I don't need an air conditioner, I can sleep on the floor very happily. This is not a statement to make. I don't feel a difference. Easy to get back and easy to get back here. Because you've lived long enough there to know what it is and you know that is good enough for you to live there. You can't. Yeah? You can't. I can. So it wouldn't, all the wealth which stock options of ICICI disappear for me tomorrow. I'm correct. So yes, kabhi nahi socha aisa paisa hai. Yeah, well, 10 years back I didn't know that it was possible for me to drive a CRV car and all the matter. Bigger box, drive it, where is fine. We would have done it, right? Doesn't matter, right? Yeah, I'm not saying. But for you it matters. So the point I'm trying to make is that this 10th standard for 15 years, if you as a generation does not give to yourself, don't give it to India. I believe my motto is be selfish. If everybody in India is selfish, India will be great. Be selfish. But I find if you are not selfish, you will waste your life. When Gordon Gekko said greed is good, right? My credo is, right, being selfish, nothing wrong. If I sit in an aircraft, if I don't want to be disturbed, right, even if Mr. Kamath were to sit next to me, I would say, sir, I'm listening to music, I'm reading a book, sir, we will speak later. Selfish. So if you do it 15 years, right, you'll still be 35. Okay? The dividend of it will come for you the next 40 years. Thereafter you can give it to others if you want to. But what you have not earned, you cannot give it to others, right? In the first place, you have to really create value. A value you have not created cannot be given to other people. That dream, and dreams have no value to anybody. Not even to the dreamer. Dreams are tragic. When they don't turn out to even partial reality, they are very tragic. People then will die at a very old age as somebody who didn't find life worth living. Yeah? So I would want to know, your real 10th standard is happening right now. Don't look at whether the entire India looks like that. Exactly like in your class, that other boy did not think the 10th standard, or girl did not think the 10th standard was important, or he didn't find it good enough to do, but you did it and you found a seat here. So for the India's 10th standard, if you still do without asking the question what 700, 800 million people will do, but you do it, it will make a difference to you and it will make a difference to India. So don't make the statement like everybody do. Not required. You do. Because you know it makes a difference to you. It will make a difference later for you. It made a difference to me. Right? Why do you think you call me? Ramkumar means what? Nobody. Nobody. What does Ramkumar signify? Nobody. Right? That has a value because an institution backs me. Series of institutions have backed me, and a series of institutions have given me a ground to play, and in that ground to really learn and also make a mark. So when you invite me here to speak, the honor goes to Hindustan Aeronautics, Hindustan Unilever, ICI and ICICI Limited. You invited all the four of them here through me. I'm just an agent standing here. If none of those are there with me, right, you would not have known me. First of all, calling comes later on. Right? My address, you will not have, how do you know my address? Because of that. Sure, I did something important in that also. I'm not going to be falsely humble to say the institution brought me here, but the institution was the plan. If India was not there, there was no Indian team. If Indian team was not there, there is no Sachin Tendulkar. Right? So my point, repeatedly I will make this point to you to say, there are only few countries in the world which gives this stage to its youth. Very few countries in the world which gives this platform for you. Grab it. India will be a young country demographically till 2035. In 2035, the average age of India will be 32. Okay? 25 years of youth to this country. Your children will be in a young India. So young India gives what? Opportunity for people 40 to 50 years of productive work life to 700 million people in this country. Do your math and find out. Which country in this world is? 700 million people years of productive life. Doesn't matter whether you came into a post-graduation institution or not. You could be a carpenter, you could be a welder, you could be the kirana shop owner on the boy who makes the tea outside. If he decides today, he can make a difference to his life in this India. Boy outside served tea for us, was drinking. I said, my mind screamed and said, what a paradox here, boss. In a learning institution today, right, this guy doesn't even know what he's missing. Yeah? You could have been that boy. So how will you pay back? How will you pay back for the providence of life? And if you don't pay back, your life was not worth living. Whatever your designation. Come back at 70, tell your grandchildren, give your card to them. Doesn't matter. How will you pay? I'm not saying pay back means take that boy, educate him, give alms. That's not my way. Sharam. Work hard. That's the only way you'll pay back to this country. You create personal wealth, create national wealth. If you can't create personal wealth, you cannot create national wealth. And you know who is talking? Now, tell me who here has ever made a Molotov cocktail bomb in this place? Any one of you made it? I was a card holding CPM member and none of you would have known. I have run agitations at 17, 18, 10,000 people moved to my voice in Madras. Anybody handled a tear gas shell as it is being fired? I know how to handle it. I know how to teach how to handle it. It's angry, 17, no hope. Anger. Stood down and said, what do I do in this country by education? They didn't give me education. I scored 94%, they said you're not good enough for engineering. And my father didn't have the money to send me out of Madras to go to another education. I have no grudge against it. As any father would have 3 daughters and another son to educate, and he was supporting my 3 other cousins for us. He was a remarkable man. I'm half as good as him I would be. You know, I'll lie down and die, and the last day I will feel good. So that's not the point. Want to go back to that India? Yeah? Work-life balance. Be careful about those words. You have to have work-life balance. I'm not arguing against work-life balance. But the perverted definition of this, which is coming from a decrypt West, is my word. Right? Now what will happen if you believe this? The golden generation of India will waste it. You are the golden generation of this country. We have waited for 2000 years to have a generation like this. It's not 2000 years, at least 1000 years we have waited for your generation to arrive. What we will leave this world, at least many of us will see it happening, right? You would rule being that golden generation. The next time anybody tells you about how hopeless this country is, and the next time anybody tells you how things around you are bad, right? You know, kick him out. Think, how many of you know, and I'm not arguing for corruption, and I'm not justifying corruption. For us to believe that the rest of the world developed without corruption, we don't. Chinatown movie, how many of you have seen that movie? Jack Nicholson. See that movie. Chinatown. Jack Nicholson movie, 1980s movie. It was nominated for many Oscars. I think Jack Nicholson won an Oscar, if I remember correctly. Right? See that movie. It will tell you what was the route which happened in America for the best to be done. I'm not arguing for corruption. So put it aside. That's not your problem. Whatever they are doing, they can do. I'm not saying you should be condoning those people. The Trans-American Railway, right? Go back, get the DVD from History Channel and see, right? They have to bore through the Rockies and the Colorado region to get through. 7 times overrun on the capital cost. So America was not built the way they tell you it was built. Okay? So don't believe in some of this nonsense. Country has to be built. We can build it without corruption. We don't need corruption. But to believe that the rest of the world was some great place and they don't exploit people and no exploitation has happened in any other place are all crap. So coming back, right, your date with this country. Right? I don't know. Maybe right 30 years from now or 25 years from now, if I meet you somewhere, we can. Life has its own funny ways of really putting people together. And you walk up to me and say that, look Ram, you are there. And I will ask you the question. But trust me, I have a great memory. I can't pretend to know all of you by the face and the name, but if you were to remind me, Ram, you were there at that place on that day, and you had come to engage with us, I'll definitely ask you the question. What have you made with your life? And you won't answer. For the time I have given you, I don't waste time. And I don't like celebrity status. Waste of time. Right? I have a cause, I have a mission, come here, and for that, when I shake your hand, I would ask, you better have a good answer for that. Yeah? You know everything about the IT industry, I'm not going to speak about it. Right? You know everything about global economy, I'm not going to, everybody speaks about it. Right? So now, you set the game for me, I'll play with it. One last point, right? I'm a teacher, right? Most teachers are stern people. The next time one of your friends gets up there and is trying something, help. It could be you. Keep confidence. And the next time when you are there, they will give you confidence. Yeah? Never do this again for another. Whenever people are happy to see you. Help. When you help another person, you will get help. Even if you don't get help, doesn't matter, right? And I know what it is. I'm a Tamil medium boy. I spoke English for the first time when I got to college. I speak a decent English, right? So all of us will do that. The least of the problem in this country is make self-respect out of how well we speak English has to be first demolished. That's the first racism we have brought into this country by dividing people, good English speakers or not. We judge knowledge on the basis of English, which is ultimate bias. Knowledge doesn't have a... Do you count? Do you do maths in English? Do you solve problems in English? Right? Do you design in English? Is software in English? Huh? So first get out of it. If you don't speak good English, no shame. All that you need to know is that when you come here, be clear what you want to say, don't reveal. 2, say it as well as you can. That's all you can do. It's not good enough for some, try again. Full stop. Okay? Your time. Ask me anything what you want. If I know, I will say. If I don't know, I say I don't know.